Hello, everyone. My name is Keith Robbins. In his discussion on the growth of industrialization in the American Midwest during the postbellum, David Meyer noted how improvements in transportation were instrumental in the transformation of Midwestern manufacturing through the linking of an expanded customer base and the growing industrial capability resident in the interior of the United States. He noted how railroads, steamboats, and canals opened up opportunities and reduced costs on both sides of the economic spectrum of buyer and producer. The ability to transport products quicker from the Midwest to ports on the coast helped grow trade opportunities both domestic and abroad. A key element in carrying forth that domestic improvement was the ability of the United States to remain competitive in the international trade market, and an important player in that realm was John Roach. John Roach was an American shipbuilder and entrepreneur of the postbellum period. He came to America in 1832 from Ireland as a teenager and got his first job in an ironworks in New Jersey. He tried his hand at farming, but that didn't work out very well, so he returned to New York and started an apprenticeship at Howell and Allaire Ironworks, making 25 cents a day. By the time he was 36 years old, he was a partner in an ownership of a successful iron foundry. As the nation entered the postbellum period, the increased demand for manufacturing provided the opportunity for great success. During this time, Roach gradually built upon his earlier ventures by adding various other companies to his empire, including machine shops, boiler plants, iron foundries, furnaces, and a shipyard. According to the journal Scientific American, his concept was to, quote, take the ore and the coal from the mines and the wood from the forest to his own workshops and turn out the completely built and furnished ocean steamship, end quote. No more extensive scale of shipbuilding operation was ever attempted in the United States before this time. Reports of the period indicate Roach employed more than 3,000 men in his facilities in New York and Pennsylvania, and it was estimated that 90% of all iron ships under the U.S. flag were built in the Roach shipyards, including many for the United States Navy. American shipbuilding efforts in this same period began to decline, but not for the lack of capability. It was a lack of attention on the part of the nation. Scientific American noted the distraction, if it were, was the fact that the nation was, quote, fully occupied with the development of the internal resources of the country, end quote. They were speaking here of the agricultural resources in the Midwest, the expansion of the railroads from the East Coast to the West Coast, and the discovery of the gold fields in California. However, the shipbuilding industry was given a much needed stimulant in 1883 with the awarding of new shipbuilding contracts for the U.S. Navy to Roach and Sons. This event, noted by some as a, quote, red letter day, end quote, for American shipbuilding, served to provide new opportunities for expansion, job creation, and revenue injection into various economies that helped revive a stagnant sector of American industrial might. Weingast noted in his work on the economic role of political institutions, market-preserving federalism, and economic development, the importance of waterborne transportation in support of regional commerce and the development of specialized services. Shipbuilding is considered a specialized industry for its unique requirements in labor, location, and engineering. By the late 1870s, his company, John Roach and Sons, was one of the largest producers of commercial and naval vessels in the United States and held the confidence of the national government as evidenced by their award of the naval contracts noted earlier. The production efforts of Roach's company helped the United States maintain a competitive role in international trade and in the newly developing industry of building iron ships over wooden sailing vessels. Unfortunately, federal oversight, or perhaps interference, sometimes carries a negative outcome. In the wake of the award of the landmark naval contracts in 1883, when the new presidential administration of Grover Cleveland came into office, they voided one of Roach's contracts over perceived Republican favoritism. Although no proof of any favoritism was ever produced, the turmoil over their remaining contracts was sufficient enough to force the company into receivership. John Roach died in 1887, some say over the stress produced by this dispute, before the issue was resolved. His sons were able to somewhat resurrect the company by selling off many of their holdings and keeping just the shipyard. They continued building ships for various uses, including the U.S. Navy, until they were out of work and closed up for good in 1909. A sad and disappointing end to what was once a thriving business built by one of the most prominent industrialists of the postbellum era, John Roach. Thank you.